Our last vocabulary word for this unit is tobacco. And this is one that most everyone has heard of. This is the tobacco that we're used to with cigarettes and chewing tobacco, Skoal. All of those products come from the tobacco plant. So the word itself has 3 syllables. Tobacco. Oops. Remember, if you have double consonants, you will break between those. Tobacco. And it sounds like ta, back, co. Tobacco. A, o. Tobacco. And I'm actually going to Google the definition of this one because I want to be sure, even though we probably know what it is, let's get a good solid definition of this one. This is a social studies word, but I still want a good definition. My father grew tobacco when I was a little girl, just sort of a hobby. Okay, I didn't know this. Tobacco is a plant. I knew that. In the nightshade family. I did not know that. I'm not very good with plants. It is native. Remember, that is a word we've studied. What does native mean? Native means that it belongs to a certain place. To tropical America, so that's near the equator, that line of latitude that we talked about. It likes to be warm. Tobacco likes warm climates. It has nicotine-rich leaves. Here is the reason that people want to smoke tobacco and chew it, because it has nicotine in its leaves. So that tells me that it's the leaves of the plant that we want to use if we're going to use tobacco. And those leaves are dried for smoking or chewing. So Google is helping me. I'm not just copying it directly, but it's helping me make my definition. It's a very good tool. A plant in the nightshade family, native to tropical America, with nicotine-rich leaves which are dried for smoking or chewing. That is a very, very good definition. It's very thorough. And I would not have been able to do that without using Google. Even though I know what tobacco is, I've been around it all my life, I don't personally use it, but I know what it is. I know about the cutting it and the drying it for smoking and chewing. So I knew all that, but by using the tools, the digital tools, I'm able to come up with a very good definition. Okay. I don't believe there's a synonym or an antonym or a homophone for this. But I do want to make sure that you know some characteristics of tobacco. Not only the good things, but the bad things. Remember what's in the leaves that everybody wants to have is nicotine. And did I spell? I did. Okay. Nicotine is addictive. So the nicotine, that chemical in the leaves, causes you to get hooked. You can chew tobacco, you can smoke tobacco, you can inhale tobacco, but the cancer-causing chemicals used to prepare the tobacco or to preserve it, let's say it that way, are deadly. So in the process of preserving it, they're putting chemicals on it that can cause cancer. They're carcinogens, cancer causing. And let me go ahead and give you that word. It's a big word. Carcinogen. Carcinogen. Carcinogen is something that causes cancer. And tobacco, especially the chemicals used to treat tobacco, are carcinogens. Another danger of tobacco is secondhand smoke. So even if you don't smoke tobacco, but you are around others who do, you are getting some of those bad effects of tobacco. Here is a plant, picture of a plant. Again, it's the leaves that have the nicotine. Chemicals are sprayed on those leaves to dry them, preserve them, and that's where the danger comes in. So tobacco is a very old cash crop. Let me divide this off here. The colonists used it as a major money maker. It paid a lot of colony bills. It was worth a lot of money. It still is. If you think about the cost of a pack of cigarettes or smokeless tobacco, you know how expensive it is. So it is still a cash crop. But we know a lot more about it now, and we know how dangerous it can be.